Good morning, community. I hope everyone in the real estate community in Oklahoma City and all over the country are doing great today. I have on this particular Monday kind of a funny story to share with you guys that I thought really lent itself to a lesson that I try to remember all the time. You see, I have a little dog at home. I think you've probably heard me talk about him before. His name is Dale. He's Dale the dog. And he is my son, who is 9. It's his very best friend in the entire world. And Dale is a cross between a beagle and a Jack Russell Terrier, which if I had known when we rescued him just how smart he would be, I mean, he's too smart for his own good. And he is an adventurer, a wanderer, if you will. He has wanderlust, right? Is that how you say that? Wanderlust. It doesn't matter. The point is, the dog is an adventurer. He likes to get out. He likes to do naughty things. And we find it at this point just endearing, because how else do you look at it, right? We just think it's cute. And I'm like, oh. So ever so often, it's very rare, but I will forget Dale in the backyard during the morning rush, right? I have 2 little kids. To get out the door is always just insane. I mean, we never can find shoes. March's hair bow is always missing. It's just a disaster, right? So every once in a while, Dale will accidentally get left in the backyard. Now, for a normal dog, this would not be a big deal. Because, I mean, we have a very nice backyard. It's fully fenced. It's a stockade fence. So you would think, he's safe back there. He can't get out. Well, that's if you don't know Dale. Because Dale can get out, right? And he does. That is his passion in life, is to figure out a way out of the backyard. The crazy thing about our Dale is that a lot of times the way that I know that he got out is I'll pull up to the house at the end of the day, when I'm getting home, 5 o'clock, 4:30, whatever. And Dale's little tiny hiney is on our front stoop. He's parked himself on the porch. He's ready to come home. And I'm like, oh, you've had a day of adventure. Sometimes he's dirty, sometimes he's not. I don't know what he does on these days of adventure, but that's what happens. So my husband and I and the kids on Sunday were loaded in the SUV. We're on our way to Mass. And Alan is just scrolling through Facebook, right? Doing that which we're not supposed to do. We should be talking to our kids and engaging. Not what we were doing. He's on the phone looking at Facebook, and all of a sudden he comes across this picture, and he's like, babe, is this Dale? And I look at this random picture, and it's Dale, and his face is like this, I mean, he's just a look of devastation, despair, he's and I'm like, what is that from? Who is? So he reads it, and it is a message from a neighbor. It's in our neighborhood Facebook group. And Dale the dog had been captured by this person. This is all from days before. We had no idea. Dale had been captured, and he's in the backyard of this other person. And the other person is listen, I can't keep this little guy. My dogs aren't nice to him. He clearly is, lonesome. He needs a help, which is quite frankly just ludicrous to us, because this dog, my son is trying to teach him to play piano. He sleeps in my son's bed every night. He's never missed a night. He's never been missing for bedtime, right? He's never missing for dinner either. So we're all just kind of laughing about it. And then my husband scrolls and sees the feedback, the comments. And one of the comments is oh, I know who that dog belongs to. They say our address, and they're they have very, I think it was underappreciated, I don't know, something about how we're bad dog owners, basically. And my husband is instantly just wildly offended. He's how dare they? How dare they say we're bad dogs? This dog has been to 17 states, and he gets his shots 3 times. I mean, Alan is just so frustrated by this comment and can't believe that anybody would say that he's an inattentive, that was the word, inattentive dog owner. And that Dale's constantly running the streets, right? Like that would never be the case. How dare they? And I just had to laugh because the reality is perception is reality. And this is something that I try to tell my buyers, I try to tell my sellers, I try to tell my agents that work here at Community Real Estate. Perception is reality. And everybody has their own. Everybody has their own perception. And this is like the perfect example of it, because in this case, there are three perceptions. There's Dale's, who somehow escaped during the course of a day, went and got himself incarcerated in a neighbor's backyard, so he's like elated, then he's sad, and somehow still ended up being home at the end of the day, and this whole incident basically like went unnoticed to us. So he's living like a doggy second life. So he has his own perspective, but his perspective is like, he's a wonder, he's an adventurer, he cannot be tamed, right? And then there's our perception of the event, which our perception is like, my gosh, this dog has like a perfect life. Like he's, he has Christmas sweaters. He, is the best friend of our son. Like we feed him like, this fancy homemade dog food half the time. He has dry too. Like we're not that classy, but he eats like special food. Like he is, the wind beneath our wings. Like we love the dog. And our neighbor, that perception is that they're only ever seeing this dog out without a collar, because he always pulls it off, like running the streets and probably begging for food. If you know Dale, he's always hungry. So of course their perception is going to be that we're inattentive dog owners. That makes 1,000% sense. So I use this as an illustration to show you that in real estate and in life, it's so easy to get attached to like our own perception. Like, how dare anyone else? How can they not see that I'm the best dog owner? And it's like, well, take a minute and really think about what it is that they're seeing, because their perception is their reality. And in real estate, we can use this in so many ways. I mean, if my client presents an offer on day 2 of a house being on the market that's $14,000 under list because we're asking for closing costs, we're asking for a price adjustment, whatever, their perception is that, they're coming in relatively strong. The seller, on the other hand, their perception is this is a terrible offer because it's so much lower. And perception is what our job is to manage. So I have to talk to my seller, or to my buyer, and say, well, it's only been 2 days on the market. They feel like it's priced well. So how do we justify, how do we talk to them about the price that we're coming in at? Are the comps maybe a little bit lower than what we're seeing, than that, and that can justify it? Do we have to have help on the side of closing costs? Because if we have to, then that makes sense as to why we're asking for it. And then it makes sense, by the way, I think this is a step a lot of us miss in real estate, as to calling the other agent and talking about where our perception is coming from. So you call and you say, hey, I just wanted you to know, this is why we're coming in at this place. Talk to your client. Let me know what your client says. Let's get this deal done, because so often we forget perception. So guys, I just want you to take a minute today and think about where the other side could be coming from and how you can curtail yourself to make sure that your perception can start to match with theirs a little bit better. May Dale knock it out for a while, because he's going to get picked up by the doggy cops. So say a prayer for that. And I wish you all the best week in real estate. I know it's going to be a good one, and I hope you have a happy Monday. All right, we'll see you around.